There's been a lot of talk on social media lately about the state of Rocket League. One troubling picture is the Google Trends line showing a sharp decline of searches or general interest, almost back down to the level we were before free-to-play. While search numbers are only part of the picture of a game's popularity, the data is reinforced by hard numbers. Yes, some of the biggest Rocket League creators are seeing significant drops in viewership, and concurrent player numbers in the game has gone down too. So is Rocket League actually dying? Well, today I want to bring a positive outlook to the discussion, with some arguments that are in favor of Rocket League's continued success. Now, these will definitely have counterpoints, and I'll try and wrap up some of that at the end. But let's try and focus on the bright side with 5 reasons why Rocket League will never die. Now, right off the bat, we're going to start with something I know a lot of you are going to have negative complaints about. But the reality is, the free-to-play model is and will continue to be a major force in Rocket League's success. Yes, the cosmetics are arguably overpriced, but the fact that you can download and play this game completely free is priceless. There's nothing really held back from you besides trading, and there's no pay-to-win options. Honestly, it's hard to find fault with how they decided to launch this version of the game. Now, being free also means that if there's any kind of future ad campaign or a big streamer ends up playing Rocket League, there's no barrier for anyone who sees it to start playing it right away, and they can get their friends in no matter what platform they're on. While the hype from free-to-play and those 1 million concurrent players has gone down, we still are doing very well. Before free-to-play, anything over 200,000 was considered high, but now 300,000 to 400,000 is regular numbers we see in-game. The verdict? Free-to-play was good for Rocket League. And even though that Google trend line looks like we're back to the levels we had before, the game most likely boasts over double its original player base. As a free game, players will come and go, but any big event or change to the game can mean a new influx. Really, we're just waiting for the next catalyst. Rocket League is almost 6 years old, but there's historical evidence that games can last much longer. And a major contributing factor is often when the game has a strong professional side. Counter-Strike Global Offensive is now 9 years old. League of Legends close to 12, and each game boasts a thriving esports scene. Fortunately, Rocket League is in a similar situation. In fact, one could suggest its esports circuit can only go up from here. Professional events are great for advertising the game and reaching potential future players. Also, watching Rocket League being played at the highest level often inspires existing players to train and grind more. Allegiances to teams or pro players add another personal connection that can keep people invested longer than if the game had no esport element at all. And LAN events are great for highlighting the community, fans, and talent from around the world, which is definitely something we've been missing over the last year during the pandemic. One thing I think Rocket League has in its favor over other esports is that it's a relatively simple game. Scoring a ball into a net is a pretty universal concept that you can explain to a new viewer in just a few sentences. Add to that the short game lengths and the limited number of players involved, and you have a very new viewer-friendly experience. This level of accessibility means that Rocket League esports can sell the game to new players probably a lot better than any other esports title out there right now. And remember, because it's free to play, a new viewer can become a new player in just a matter of minutes. But Rocket League isn't just an esport. I also think it's a real sport, too. While other titles like FIFA or NHL are considered sports games, none of them really simulate the skill and precision of actually playing a sport. Instead of computer-aided possession and click this button to do this move game design, Rocket League puts you in full control. How you position your car and how you touch the ball all factors into this physics-based game. This means you can train much the same way as you would train to get better at a sport. There's no RNG, there's no better car, boost, or wheels that will improve your shots or movement. You're an important part of your team, and your skills and the time you put into training them have a direct impact on your performance and the results. With it being a sport, there also comes a lot of replayability. Personally, I've played ice hockey once a week every winter for probably 20 years. Now, I never go to the rink upset that the goals aren't on the roof and they haven't changed the shape of the stadium this year. I still love the game just as much as I always have. Not to diss alternate modes in Rocket League, but time and again, the player base has proven that the main car soccer playlist is what they really care about. This sport-like feeling means that players will have no problem playing this game for a long time. Add to that the fact that there is no comparable game or competition, Rocket League really has cornered the market for years to come. Almost as important as esports, active and respected content creators are integral to a game's continued success. And Rocket League has some great ones. Because of the unlimited skill ceiling and sport-like nature of the game, tutorial content is key for player progress. Creators also help players experience things they might not otherwise get to, be it mods, crate openings, or even just watching something like high-level freestyling. With Rocket League's simple concept, content creators help keep things fresh through the unique ways they build their content around that core gameplay loop. There's also some crossover with esports as pro players become content creators as well, and fans are able to have a chance to interact with them in streams or through Discords and YouTube. Rocket League has a very talented and dedicated content scene. Some have been here since the early days in 2016, while others have burst onto the scene with renewed ideas and drive over the last year. Probably one of the more frustrating things I've seen in Twitter and YouTube comments lately, though, is people complaining that Rocket League content is stale because it's just prose and gameplay. And if you think that, well, you probably haven't been watching the right channels. Personally, in the last few months alone on this channel, I've wrote a comedy piece making fun of Rocket League traders, I've released another installment of the Rocket League Price is Right, hosted the second annual Rocket League Air Show, created a snow art drawing competition, and made a satirical tutorial that tells you how to maximize your hate for this game. Yes, whether it's the big guys like Leth or Sunless, or even smaller creators like Frowsy and Zamace, unique Rocket League content is here to stay and will continue to carry a heavy load as this game lives on. And if you've been feeling like there's a lack of content, I do recommend you broaden your horizons a bit. Alright, it's always good to leave the most controversial topic to last, right? Well, first of all, let me start out by saying that I don't think there's a multiplayer game in the world where there isn't at least a portion of the player base that thinks the devs are ruining the game, greedy, or incompetent. And also, I'm not implying that the devs don't make bad decisions. Now, when I say the devs are a good reason Rocket League won't die, I am actually talking about both Epic and Psyonix. Epic's backing is huge. They have a lot of money, resources, and they didn't buy Rocket League just to see it fall off a cliff in a couple years. Yes, they make decisions to make money, but they're a business. We have to accept that. But if you think higher-ups in Epic are regularly spending their time determining what to put in the item shop to kill trading, or pick up the phone to request a specific ranking change, you're delusional. And I use these examples because I've seen people claim these exact things. The reality is, the Psyonix team is still largely intact, and running this game. And that's the reason I'm putting confidence in them. These guys didn't cash out and leave. They're still there, still working on that little car soccer game they started from nothing in 2014. Rocket League was their first big game, and there was definitely growing pains over the years, just like there's going to be growing pains during their first year as a free-to-play title. If you want to see what those early days were like and the passion these guys have, I do recommend the no-clip Rocket League documentary you can find on YouTube. The point is, I want to assume the best intentions. I believe Psyonix doesn't want this game to die, which is good, because of all the things we talked about, they probably have the most power to save it. While this is a list of things Rocket League has going for it, that doesn't mean everything is alright. We do need another catalyst to encourage growth. Content creators need more support from the game they give so much to. And who knows if the devs will make the right decisions for both the game and the esports side. There's also the reality that, while Rocket League will live on, this channel may not. The bigger channels can afford drops in views, but a channel like mine has less room for error. If you're a regular viewer, I do want you to know I really appreciate your continued support, and if you're new here, well, I welcome you to subscribe and check out my other content. Those of you feeling really generous, remember that there's other ways you can help too, like subscribing on Twitch, pledging to my Patreon, or even just sharing my videos with your friends or on social media. These next few months are going to be a test for this channel and this game, but don't worry, I'm pretty sure Rocket League will still come out of this just fine. My name is Rocket Sledge. Thanks for watching.